Alright guys, so this is a fanfiction idea that was actually voted on by Patreon, by patrons over on, well, Patreon. This one came after watching Hocus Pocus 2, which while I didn't like, I was like, you know what, I don't do a lot of Hocus Pocus stuff. I think I've only done like 3 videos tops, maybe 4. So I decided, you know what, I want to do a fanfiction idea around Hocus Pocus and maybe do, like, see who would come out on top in this poll. And as always, if you'd like to join Patreon, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, and if you hit the 4th tier, you can send me videos to do here on YouTube. So this one was a lot of fun to do, because this one was kind of like, well, anyone could really win, and we basically had 6 different categories. You had Reanimator, Evil Dead, Addams Family, The Munsters, Halloween, and Friday the 13th. And the one that won by 31% of the vote was Evil Dead, so that's where we are now. So here we are, Hocus Pocus versus Evil Dead, or if you want to go, Army of Darkness. We'll see what I put in the title. Anyway, so this story begins with Ash, who is headed out to Upper Massachusetts, to Salem. The reason being is because he has gotten a new job at S-Mart. He's basically taken on a new job at S-Mart and is now the new manager. He's the new floor manager for this new S-Mart coming to Salem. Now, he's already like, it's fine. I got the manager job. It's one thing I always wanted. I get more money. I get to, screw around. I get to do all of this. And best of all, no Deadites. No evil book. No nothing. Well, as you can imagine, that goes about as well as you would think, because guess what? Someone's got the book. Someone has taken the book, and this person is a witch themselves. They were a witch, and they've been basically searching for the Necronomicon, not so much to use for themselves, but for someone else. They have also gone to Salem and have found the final resting place of the Sanderson sisters. Using a passage from the Necronomicon, the Sanderson sisters are resurrected. Not as regular witches, but they're Deadites. Yeah, the Sanderson sisters are resurrected as Deadites. And the witch who resurrected them is like, oh, this is amazing. I've successfully resurrected the Sanderson sisters without the use of a black candle. You guys are... and they're like, what have you done to us? They're like, yeah, I'm basically... you don't need the weakness of the candle, the sunlight. You're super-powered now. And they're like... the Necronomicon gave us life. The Necronomicon did this for us. So they kill when the person was like, now you can teach me all the magic, and they're like, or, and here's a crazy thought, we suck out your soul and take the book and take over the world. And the guy's like, and the person's like, excuse me? Kill him, take the Necronomicon, and Winifred's already forgotten about her spell book, because now she has the Necronomicon. Well, the book has, the book, of course, is not okay with this. The book is in no way, shape, or form okay with this. And while the Sanderson sisters, now Deadites, are going around looking, to create a new army of Deadites, the book goes out and looks for the Chosen One. So the spellbook finds Ash, and he already tries to shoot it. The moment he sees it, he's like, the Nomicon. He pulls out his boomstick and just starts shooting it, and he's like, damn it. And the book basically opens itself up to Ash and reveals that the spell book is actually a tome similar to the Necronomicon. Basically, the Necronomicon was the original book of spells. It was the original book of spells, and essentially what it did was every spell book that has ever been created throughout history all carries a piece of the dark magic and dark power that the Necronomicon has. So they're all spell books are connected all back to the Necronomicon. So when the Necronomicon was used to bring back the Sanderson sisters, the spell book was like, oh shit, because it knows that even that's dark magic that it doesn't want to fuck with. So it went to go look for Ash to stop its original owners, who have now been corrupted by its dark magic and are now using it to consume children's souls and then turn those kids into Deadites. They're basically going around Shang-Tsunging it. The Sanderson sisters are going around Shang-Tsunging everything they see in their path, and basically what they're doing like I said, they're Shang-Tsunging everyone in their path, but at the same time, they're also making them into they're now corrupting them and turning them into Deadites. So, yeah, they're building their own, like, Deadite army that they want to unleash on the entire world. So needless to say, that's not good. So Ash goes to confront the Sanderson sisters, and he's like, "Okay, I only think one out of three of you are hot. The other two, no, thank you." And of course, Ash goes to go fight them. And keep in mind, they already have their magic. Like the witches have the Sanderson sisters have their magic, and now that's supercharged by Deadite power. So Ash, of course, gets his ass kicked, but however, he's saved by Billy, who Billy is brought back because the witches came back, but he also came back because of it, because he's connected to that power. Thankfully, he's not a Deadite. Thankfully, because he wasn't connected to the Deadite resurrection spell. He's not affected. So Ash and Billy have to work together to combat this threat. So of course Salem at this point is already already getting ripped apart by a Deadite army led by a Deadite Winifred and her sisters as her two generals. So Billy and Ash and whoever is left alive more or less look through the spell book to try to find something that can combat these army of Deadites. And Ash discovers that the spell book does have like a spell to more or less what it can do. Like this spell book is bring life to the motionless, more or less like statues or monoliths. So he's like, well, where the hell are we going to get like an army of statues to take on these guys? And then Billy's like, to the museum. So they go and bring to life all these statues. And you guys remember that scene in do you guys remember Red Knobs and Broomsticks in the final scene where the witch brings back to life all these like suits of armor and costumes and whatnot to fight Nazis? You guys remember Bedknobs? It's like that. Like, think that scene from Bedknobs and Broomsticks. So the Deadites and the inanimate objects that Ash and Billy brought to life go to war it out, while Ash once again battles them. Battles the Sanderson sisters. During the battle, Ash is trying to use a spell from the spell book to drain the Deadite, exorcise the Deadite spirits from the Sanderson sisters. So he's using that, and he manages to get Mary. He manages to exorcise Mary and then Sarah. And once he gets the two sisters free, they see what Winifred has become, and they're like, "Oh, Winnie, we belong dead. Like, if we belong dead." So now, alongside Billy and the two Sanderson sisters, Ash and the rest of them take on Deadite Winifred, and in doing so, the battle just goes on. Winifred's just unleashing red electrical beams, red beams of electrical energy. It's just an all-out war. And even though Mary and Sarah are magic in their own right, they don't have the same level of power that Winifred has. It isn't until Mary suggests using a spell to banish them all to the realm of the Deadites. And that's what Ash does, is using the power of the Necronomicon and the spellbook, he unleashes a massive vortex to send the army and the Sanderson sisters into the realm of the Deadites forever. And Ash is, by the end of it, Ash finds out that the store is destroyed, and he's like, Fuck. But on the plus side, he gets transferred to Jacksonville. And if you know your Ash vs. Evil Dead, then you know that's all good by him. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much at Hocus Pocus versus Army of Darkness. You guys tell me in the comments below. What did you guys think of it? I'd like to thank also my Patrons for voting on this one. And like I said, if you'd like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon and hit the link below. Just head on over to Patreon, and then from there you can hit the first tier, which lets you interact with polls and whatnot, and also see posts from me. Second tier lets you see videos. Also, the first tier will let you see movie reviews when I go see movies theatrically. But yeah, the fourth tier is where you can send me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.